So I'm going to take you through the instructions. So there are three things we want customers to do. The first thing is to rinse and clean the filter cartridge. The second thing is to test and adjust the chlorine levels. And the third thing is to check the heat and filtration lights are on. So I'm going to take you through each one of these. Let's start with the first one. Clean the filter. So the filter cartridge sits at the grey box at the bottom. Before you take it out and clean, you first need to turn the circulation, the heating and the filtration system off. So you need to come around to the pump, which is here. And as you can see, the heater and the filter lights on. So they need to be turned off first. So you need to unlock this first because the lock light's on. So hold and press the unlock button down till it beeps. So the lock light's gone off. You've got to turn off the heater, turn off the filter, wait about 3-4 seconds, and you'll see that the circulation will turn off. There we go. So now take the cap off in the front, just like that. The cover comes off, and there's your clean filter cartridge. Okay. So the best way to clean this is just under lukewarm water. Use your finger and rub between the pleats. And just clean this as best you can. Lukewarm water, and just take out the bits between the pleats. When you finish, pop this back in the middle, just like that. Okay. Put it back where it was. Just gently move it around till it fits inside those grooves, and pop the cap back on. Nice and tightly. And when you finish, remember to switch the heater back on. So the heater button's this one, you press it and the filter light comes automatically, and as you can see, the circulation starts and the heating starts again. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is test and adjust the chlorine levels in the water. So for a hot tub, we're looking for 3 to 5 parts per million. That is a purple color on the test strip. And I'm going to show you how that works. So you've got a chemical box. Inside the chemical box, we've got chlorine granules. We've got a test strips. And we've got a measuring cup. All right, so what you need to do is take a test strip from here with dry hands. Just take one out, and what you will see is that there are 4 colors going down. Your chlorine levels, the second one from the top, that one there, and for a hot tub, that's the recommended level there, 3 to 5 parts per million. So that is the purple color we're looking for on a test strip. If it's a 10, it's a bit concentrated. That'll only show now because we've just treated the water because the hot tub is filling. But once the hot tub's filled up, we expect it to be where it needs to be. If it drops under a 3, that's when you need to add chlorine. Okay, so let's test the water quick. As you can see, it's a dark purple color, but that's because we've just added chlorine, and once the water is filled, we're expecting that to be the correct levels. Now, if this is no longer purple, if it's a pale purple to a white color, that's when you need to top up. So then you need to take some of your chlorine granules, add it to your measuring cup, just touch the black line, it's about 15 mils a tablespoon, throw it into the water, and then wait for an hour. For health and safety reasons, it's recommended to wait an hour to allow the chlorine to dissolve. The other thing inside this box, your chemical box, is chlorine tablets. So these tablets, we've added a tablet to the hot tub. If I just show you on this side. So inside this attachment is called the Chem Connect. There's a tablet inside there. It just turns off, and there's a tablet in there. Now that tablet would last about a week. If you're hiring longer than a week, you're welcome to pop another tablet in there, but we will just recommend leaving this attached to the tub because it's self-dissolving, and what this does is it gives off chlorine, it gives off a little bit of chlorine at a time, and it lasts about a week. Alright, I'm just going to pop it back on there. It just turns in like that. Okay, so the water goes from the hot tub through the filter at the bottom into the pump, and it comes out at the top there. Alright. The last check is to check that the heating and filter lights are on. So this is very important to make sure that the water remains heated and filtered. Check this in the morning and check this in the evening. So let me show you where to check for these lights on the pump. So this is called a pump. So this is what heats the water, and the bubbles come from here and all that. So as you can see, there's 2 buttons on here that are lit. The heater is the one with the flame, and that's the filter. They should always be on. The only time you'd switch this off is when you're cleaning the filter inside the hot tub. Okay, otherwise in the evening when you go to bed, and during the day when you're using the hot tub or not using it, it should always remain on. Okay, while we're here, let me show you the rest of the buttons. So that's lock unlocks. At the moment, the hot tub is locked because the lock light's on. It will automatically lock after 5 minutes if you don't touch it, or you can manually lock it. Okay, so I'm going to unlock this now. Show you the buttons. So that will want to clock this timer. Ignore that button. That's the bubbles. So the bubbles, when you press it, come on for 30 minutes. You can stop it after 10 seconds if you wish, but if you leave the bubbles running continuously, it will automatically stop after 30 minutes. Now, when you press the bubbles, you'll notice A, it's noisy. B, you'll notice that there's a lot of steam. And thirdly, you'll notice that the temperature drops. So use the bubbles, but don't use the bubbles too long because it cools the water down. So I'm going to demonstrate. If you press the bubbles, see what happens. Just press the button again to switch the bubbles off. CF is to switch between degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. So at the moment it's 35 degrees. The hot tub can be heated up to 40 degrees. For health and safety, you can't go past 40 degrees. Okay, we would recommend for kids under 10, we wouldn't recommend going past 38. It's really hot. 38 is like a hot bath. 39 is like a really hot bath, and 40 is really hot. So we would recommend maybe 39 or 38 as you wish. You can set the temperature hotter or colder. If it's too hot, put the bubbles on or add cold water. If it's too cold, put the cover on, or you can add hot water as well. These two lights, heater and filter, are the next two lights, and then that's where you set your temperature. So at the moment it's 35, and it's going to heat it up to whatever you set it to. All right. So here we have cinema in a box. So all your cinema equipment's inside this box. Inside the box you've got a projector, a DVD player, and a speaker. So let's open it up and see what it looks like. So there you go. Inside we've got a projector at the top, we've got a DVD player, and at the bottom is a speaker. They're all connected. So turn the power on each one of the devices. So the blue light at the back there is the power button for your projector. The DVD has got a power button here, and the speaker's power button is on the right hand side there. And just to the left you've got your volume increase and decrease. So switch the power on, pop a DVD inside there, and it'll be projected onto the screen. If you want to connect other devices, on the inside you've got an HDMI ports there, so plug any HDMI device in there and it'll automatically project onto the projector. And the sound will then come through the speaker. And when you're finished, just disconnect it there and it will automatically revert back to the DVD player. When you're finished, just shut the doors or switch every device off. It's just good practice, so don't just pull the power out. Switch the projector off there. That button needs to be pressed twice. Turn the DVD off there and switch the speaker off. And when you've turned them off, shut these doors. Just like that. Take the power cable out and please take it indoors. Now don't have the cinema box outside in the rain. If you have a gazebo, just have it inside the gazebo, and you can use this indoors and outdoors, but just it's electrical equipment so it can't get wet. So we hope you enjoy your cinema box. Thank you.